turbulence in the chat.
Jigga was, he was scared. He could have been sick.
Could have been sick.
It's just tough, man. It's tough for something to get pushed out there through the media to paint a picture of, maybe a false direction. And we've been seeing this right along with a bunch of different shit,
They're doing the setup. They're painting the picture. We got the guy who sold him the crack. The crack was mixed with this. It was mixed with that. That's what killed him. We didn't kill him. Even if we try to help him, no matter what was going to happen, he was going to die that night. I don't know. If you guys would have never jumped on his back, maybe that wouldn't have happened. Maybe someone would have gave him Narcan, if that's the case, because then we could go into the talk about that.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't even know. We don't even know if that's the case. What if it comes back because Bradl's going for an independent autopsy? What if it comes back he got nothing in the system?
Which
imagine that.
I think it's great. I mean, we see pictures, in these different posts that we see, and with memories of this dude. A
lot of people loved him, man.
He was in some impeccable shape, and put a little weight on.
But that could be he could have got hurt. What if he hurt himself in the gym? He fucked his back up, got depressed. That's the thing. When you're in shape like that, you get in shape like that, and then you get out of shape, or so to speak, or you just look regular.
And here's a dude that just started a business a couple of months back. Teddy Bear Roofing.
Teddy Bear Roofing.
And do you think he's out doing the wrong thing? I mean, he's when you see the steps that this dude has taken, to better himself, why haunt him with his past, or why haunt him with, a flip side?
Talked about this last time. He had a white shirt on. He had the hat on. There was no blood on the white shirt. The hat wasn't off. Yeah, if it was 90 degrees that day and he was smoking crack and he was running around, one would think he would take his hat off, his shirt off, and he would run. It's not like he was wearing that shirt to cover his body. I think he was wearing that shirt more or less because he liked the fit. He liked the outfit. Nowadays we just call it the fit. He liked the outfit that he was wearing, the hat with the white, the pants, and that's what he wanted to wear. And he was going about his day. If he was on some other shit, being a roofer, being a weightlifter, he would have had his wife beater on, his sweats on. It looked like he was trying to get somewhere. His mind was on being clean. It didn't look like his mind was on some dirt shit.
Exactly.
Now, if he did take drugs somewhere, because addiction can do that to you, or peer pressure. Hey, I got this. Take this edible. Smoke this.
Depression,
right? Anything could have happened. Something could have triggered him, and he did do that, and he got himself in a situation. The point is, the police know. Police know situations. They know. The dude said, "Hey, man, be careful with that boy. That boy ain't right." The kid said in the red with the bucket hat, "That boy ain't right. There's something up with that boy." Meaning there's something wrong with his brain. It's just known in the area. But he got a lot of love, man. All I've been seeing is love. I haven't seen one thing that said he's a piece of shit. He stole a bike. He stole a fucking Salvation Army can. He was breaking into cars for iPhone chargers. I didn't see none of that shit. All I seen was that he worked and that he had, and I heard through the grapevine, disclaimer, I heard through the grapevine that he had some issues, but I don't know that. I don't know how solid these things are. And at the end of the day, the cops were on his back. You heard him saying, "Get off me, I can't breathe." Why didn't you just get off him? I just don't get it. It's that easy. Why didn't you just get off him, officers? Now you're going to go get a crack dealer, allegedly a crack dealer. This ain't the 80s. Dude's living in assistant living with his fucking grandmother. Yeah. I mean, this is not the 80s. There's no profit. Whoever's selling drugs like that, petty shit like that, where's the profit? Honestly, what's the profit? It's just that these guys would rather wear a fucking... Here's the jewel for the night. A guy would rather wear a fucking jail suit and work in the kitchen in the jail, wake up at 5 a.m. to make the food for fucking 1,000 inmates. But when they get on the street, they can't put on a red Target shirt, but they'll wear a white inmate jumpsuit, monkey suit. How fucking insane is that? I know a dude who did 27 years and got out of jail and came home and started smoking Newports. Came home and was sucking on Newports like it was 95, like they were $1.92. I'm like, yo, bro, what are you doing, bro? You're 46, bro. You're not fucking 16. I mean, the mentality is crazy, bro. And it's back to the mental health.
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. You know, and I mean, most communities now have a mental health division within their precinct. You know, they have, mental health crisis, partnerships and even trained officers that deal with that shit. It didn't have to go the way it went. Clearly, we watched that video. We broke it down the other night. No blood on his shirt. Hat wasn't busted up and crooked, and brim wasn't all messed up. I mean, they're saying the dude walked down the street, head butted a fucking car, hit his head off the fucking ground, concrete, pavement, And then they show a video of him after when, the cop's standing there like, practically putting his hand on his shoulder. Why didn't they just arrest him there?
Right. And what he's talking about this right here.
Yeah, show him the clip, J.F.K.
When they got him walking in the street, he's right there.
I mean, come on, he's right there. He's like, hey, dude, just listen, and I get all fucking worked up, man, because I mean that the shit shouldn't happen. I see some soft grass over there to the left. I mean, you want to fucking put down.
I mean, look, his hat's on. He's not bleeding. He's not touching his head. He's not touching his head, like, I mean, he's not taking off his hat, man, like rubbing his head because he just banged his head allegedly off concrete. He just banged his head off a bumper of a car. He's not doing none of that. His shirt's no blood on it, clean as can be. I don't see a stain on it. And he's just walking away from him. And the cops saying, hey, just come on. We just want to talk about you. I don't want to talk to you. I didn't do nothing. Leave me alone. Hey, we got a call. Did you? Did you really get a call, officer? Because Bradl's going to get them terror tapes. He's going to get them 911 calls. As the cop's talking to him right here, he already made the call. He already made the call. He already hit the switch, the panic switch. Now the boys are coming. We got an issue. We can't calm somebody down. When that panic switch gets hit, that's the goon squad switch. Yeah, everybody comes, and they're just there to grab you and lug you. That's all their mode is. Their mode is not trying to see what's happening. That you're already past that. Once you hit that switch, now it's straight. Let's grab this dude and put him in a fucking paddy wagon. Yep. He's going down. And you said something yesterday about getting to that restaurant, right?
Yeah, man. To me, he was trying to get in that restaurant to get a breath of fucking fresh air. I mean, the dude obviously was avoiding these cops. Now, you're going to have that majority of people saying, hey, why didn't he comply?
Be careful with him not to hurt you. I got it worse. Be careful with him not to hurt you. I got it worse. That boy, you hurt? Be easy with that boy because he got issues. Be easy.
Be easy with that boy.
With that boy.
He said, I know.
Yep. Cop says, we know. We know.
So now they're going to just set up the case. Look the other way. We got the drug dealer. He was selling crack. We got the witness. The witness said he smoked the same crack, and the crack made him feel funny. Matter of fact, they probably had that dude go to the hospital and take a test and say he wasn't feeling right. And they're going to try to set that dude up. And this is just a coincidence. We happen to throw him on the ground when he was in the middle of an overdose. Well, what was you throwing him down for? Is everything you're saying on the up and up? Did he really smash his head off the concrete? Because we don't see it. When he's on the ground, I don't see nothing on his face. And when we get the autopsy, was there any bruising on his face? Was there any laceration? You're not banging your head off the concrete and off the bumper of a vehicle without no bruising.
Exactly. And I think, you know, hearing that, you know, Attorney Bradl is going to take these steps and have a private, you know, autopsy done on Jigga. I think that, you know, that could speak volumes, man. Volumes. You know, because number one, let me just tell you this. They could be thinking, oh, yo, it's just, you know, he's going to be another statistic. You know what I'm saying? And the family reached out. They want justice. They reached out to a well-known attorney that, you know, he's not afraid to stand up. That's one thing about Bradl we got to all remember about. You know, I've been watching him stand up to the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. I watch him stand up in those courtrooms, man, and he speaks on what the fuck's going on, and he ain't afraid. You know.
And he's not getting no money up front. I can tell you that right now. So if this is a way that he could say, listen, we did this before with the Karenread case, the Turtleboy case. This is another instance. Regardless, the only difference is that Turtleboy's not a criminal. He doesn't have a criminal record, and Karenread didn't have a criminal record. So if we can get over that fact that this guy had a criminal record and had to check it pass, that still gives them no rights to violate your rights. And that's what people got to understand. They just can't violate your rights, whether you're a criminal or you've never been arrested. So this is just something. This is the pivot, right? This is the scope. So that's what he's into, Bradl. He's not with the violation of the rights. That's what he's there to do as a defense attorney. He's there to protect the rights, period.
You know, you see pictures, you know, of him, and he's, you know, clean cut, couple different styles. You see pictures, he look, you know, you can tell there's a few different styles that he rocks with, you know. But how do you change and then get profiled?
Yeah.
Like, can you look at this from both sides? And this comes out that she actually did it. Are you ready to, like...
You sound like Higgins.
Yeah.
You wrong.
I'm starting with the man in the middle.
I know you're gonna dig this.
Run the track, run the track, run the track, run the track, run the track.